good afternoon. Always a pleasure to be at PCC, and especially when I get to present something to a wonderful person who has given nearly a quarter of a century to PCC. On behalf of Congressman Adam Schiff, I'm pleased to present a United States flag flown over the Capitol in honor of Sue Miele. And surprise.
Thank you, Teresa.
And the official certificate reads, "This is to certify that the accompanying flag was flown over the United States Capitol on November 13, 2007, at the request of the Honorable Adam B. Schiff, Member of Congress. Quote, this flag was flown for Susanna Miele in appreciation for dedicated service to Pasadena City College." Close quote. Thank you so much.
Wow, thank you. Thank you so much.
Oops. If you want to do something like that.
Do this? Yes.
Sure. Thank you.
I just want to say, this is Teresa Lamb.
I know, and I know an Annette Lamb.
Oh,
I realize I made a mistake.
I think we all know Teresa. Paulette is new in town, but Teresa, you know, thank you so much, and please thank the Congressman on my behalf. Thank you very much.
It all began with a tie. Numerous recounts, thousands of votes, tens of thousands of little corners of little bitty chads. But it was a tie. And what can you say? How does that happen? On that baffling question, in 1983, we had a new election, Sue Miele won, and a new era began on the Board of Trustees at Pasadena City College. Now that question, how does that happen, wasn't just a beginning for Sue Miele, it was her hallmark. You see, wherever Sue Miele went, right behind her was this question: how does that happen? I tried to figure out a way to visualize this for you, and I thought Eeyore has a rain cloud that follows him. You people can relate. If the people in the back can't, you guys can, right? How does this happen? Follow Sue Miele. And then I thought, no, maybe it's more like Pigpen in a cloud of how does this happen? And I said, no, that's not it either. You know what it really is? It's Timothy the Mouse in Disney's Dumbo. And wherever Timothy went, there was a feather. How does this happen? Now let me give you some examples. A long time ago, I was a student at Pasadena City College. And a long time before that, PCC had a reputation to be an incredible college. Okay, an incredible college with a parking problem. And when I came on the board, there was an attitude like, we've got a parking problem, we've always had a parking problem, and we always will have a parking problem. But then Sue Miele got elected. And it wasn't too long until I can remember a dedication over there on a beautiful day, Sue's face glowing as the sun was coming across, and we were cutting the ribbon on a parking structure. And what can you say? How does that happen? Now, unfortunately, I know there are some people out here who are thinking, yeah, come on, what can the Board of Trustees do? It's really the superintendent that makes these things happen. But wait a minute. I say to you skeptics, I can see it on your face, before Sue got on the board, we had a few choppy years with superintendents. Sue came on, and we hired the two most phenomenal superintendents in all of community college history, in Dr. Jack Scott and Dr. Jim Kostler. So I raise the feather to you people and say, how does that happen? But PCC needed to expand by more than just a single parking structure with the numerous students that were coming to PCC. And let's face it, we live in a society today that says, not in my backyard. And so as we were working on Master Plan 2000 and 2010, I saw the political equivalent of trench warfare, World War I happening in the neighborhood. You see, students are the most resourceful of all creatures. And as a student, I know how to find parking in every nook and cranny. Well, some of those nooks and crannies are in front of Sue's house. That's not a problem, because if you know Sue, she was probably inviting them into the driveway and serving punch and cookies. But some of Sue's neighbors were not quite as reasonable as Sue. And so as we're starting to plan these huge buildings, what in the world is going to happen? This is going to be horrible. Sue Miele got the college and the neighborhood together. And pretty soon, buildings started changing positions for the neighbors, and neighbors' attitudes started changing positions for the college. And I remember sitting in a board meeting, and a bunch of Sue's neighbors came in. And I go, okay, here we go. And the leader got up, and he said, I just want to compliment Pasadena City College on how they work with our neighborhood. And as my jaw hit the table, what did I say? How does that happen? But it's very fitting that we're here at this center for Sue, because students, and particularly children, have always been very important to her. But even this phenomenal facility is another story of amazement. Because if you know the history, you know at the time that Sue came on the board, child care was in the political crosshairs. It was an era of no money, and even if there was money, there was no room. Today, we have this phenomenal facility that's not just a child care, it's an entire development program. We have the coming together with the generous Berger Foundation, the college, and a phenomenal thing because some people were willing to stand up and believe that elephants could fly. How does that happen? So we're here on this day to recognize a lady who for 24 years has so quietly and decisively carried the feather. The lady who combined reason and passion, and the lady who brought extremes together. And as we were trying to figure out how to have an event for a lady like that, lo and behold, in Sue Miele fashion, some phenomenal things started to happen. A wonderful, renowned artist came forward and graciously donated this marvelous piece that just fits so perfectly Sue Miele and what she means to the students, to the college, and especially to her colleagues on the Board of Trustees. Look at this day. Didn't we just go through 2 weeks of rain? We're sitting here in perfect temperature underneath the flowers, and I say to you, when it comes to Sue Miele, do you believe me now, everybody? How does that happen?